how do we reduce the carbon emissions from constructing new buildings. That's the missing link right now of building construction, not just here in BC, but globally.
Third Quadrant Design is an interdisciplinary student team at UBC that's made up of engineering, architecture, business, arts, and science students. And it was founded in 2019 by 3 women engineering students who wanted to create a team for green building design and solutions at UBC. And we're creating the space that we're in today.
Third Space Commons is a building that has 2 lives. It's a submission to the US Solar Decathlon competition, where students have to design and build a net zero energy, in this case net zero carbon, single-family home. After, this will become a new seminar and commons area, a co-working space, a living laboratory for UBC, particularly for students of the Faculty of Applied Science, architecture students, and engineering students to come and occupy this and really use it as a test bed for future building construction, particularly zero carbon building construction.
The goal of this project was to push the boundaries on what really sustainable building design and construction is. We wanted to find a solution that was applicable for Vancouver, which has a very particular climate setting and construction industry that is really passionate about making itself sustainable.
What we needed to show with this project is how students in engineering, fundraising their own project, going to classes while designing and overseeing construction, can design something that meets code, meets an institutional building code, a commercial building code, a residential building code, is affordable, and is zero carbon. And if students can do it without the accreditation and 10 years and even the cynicism of being in industry for 20 years, we know that industry can do it.
We're using hempcrete as our insulation, which is a net negative material, so that means that we're sequestering carbon.
It's fire retardant, it's moisture proof, it's also thermally insulating, and it's quite remarkable in its properties. And in fact, so remarkable that the entire building is surrounded by probably now tens or hundreds of tons of this stuff that really solidified the way this building is sequestering, storing, and reducing its carbon impact. This building has virtually no concrete in it whatsoever, even in the foundation. The foundation is made of reusable steel piles instead of concrete foundations.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime for any architecture student. You couldn't learn as much as I've learned in this process any other way, from having to work with a big team and lots of different consultants to actually being on a construction site.
This project has changed my life. I truly believe that it set me up for a successful career in engineering. I've had the opportunity already to collaborate with people in my field, but as well with people in other disciplines. I get to work with architecture students, mechanical engineering students, business students, which is something that we don't often get to do before going out into industry.
I'm definitely really proud of all of the things we had to learn and how many hours have been put into it. We've already seen people that we work with, our consultants and our contractors, questioning their own design decisions based on choices we made in the project.
We've had over a century of architects and engineers and all the different trades work together, but this true notion of integration where you have teams constantly working and iterating with each other on all aspects of design, from architecture with engineering input and from engineering with architects as inputs. That's a model we need if we need to get to really true regenerative sustainable buildings. There was no precedent for this. This was one of the first of its kind of in the region. And to see in 9 months how you had students who clearly knew what they were doing from the beginning, but now go to the point where builders and contractors and trades and professional engineers are learning from the students who they are also likely trying to hire at the same time. It's an amazing accomplishment. And I imagine the students who actually develop this building go on and be the leaders that we're trying to actually create in this regenerative landscape.